Immediately starting your read and getting into your energy, I'm getting the message of it just needs to happen. Even with the start of this video, for those of you who been watch my content, I didn't even start it like I normally started it. And that lets me know the collective I'm channeling, you're going to have to kind of just be okay with things not being so pretty, things not being so perfect because of where you are in the beginning stages. Now, yes, while it is possible to quantum leap and really shift overnight, if you're not putting in the daily work, like I know some people who literally affirm for 2 hours. I know other people who meditate for over an hour. If you're not already doing that, you think your 10-minute walk a day gonna clear things out for you, you got another thing coming. And so I'm not saying that as if that work is not important because we all start from somewhere. When I first started meditating, I was literally doing 3 minutes at a time because I was so overstimulated. It was hard for me to sit still for 3 minutes. And so I still have a long way to go, but it's really about knowing where you are and knowing what you can do. Sometimes we have to be mindful of the excuses that we make. Because I'm gonna be honest, I'm so happy to read you, whoever you are listening to this, because you're a legend in the making. And so, speaking of legends, there is a possibility of getting deterred from your path. Even thinking of some great artists who had unfortunate things happen to them, even of the conspiracies of people like Aaliyah or even Selena, when people get obsessed with your life and when you're not, it's just, I'm not going to go there, but I am getting that you have a divine presence. That's why you always get complimented. That's why your energy is so magnetic. Like people walk up to you, be wanting to tell you their business. And it's not like, oh, they don't have no filter, but people feel safe around you. And when you're walking in that energy of doing the work or attempting to better yourself and being genuine, that is felt. Some people may see it surfacely and don't know why they're drawn in. They think it's just vain, but it's not. It's energy, it doesn't lie. And so, even again, I say this a lot as a collective message, being a little more stingy with the people you allow to give access to you or even just open up to you, talk to you all the time. That's not something you need to give out willy nilly. People can also kind of like utilize your energy and it becomes draining. So, not saying it could be done unintentionally as well. So, you just want to be mindful of that. Especially if some of you have dealt with people who copied you, you dealt with people who, oh, I want to be like you. It's one thing to say, I love that quality about you. I want to embrace that more. And it's a whole nother thing to want to be like somebody. That is a major red flag. I don't know. That was probably for one person watching this, or maybe you dealt with that in the past. But you got the card, the spectrum. And if you peep, this is the card on the cover. And that's how I know I'm talking to somebody who's like a jaw dropper, neck breaker, nigga snatcher. I'm just kidding. Women snatcher, honey dripper. But I'm getting the message of I root out and reject prejudice in myself and others. And so I do feel like for you, whoever you are, I also feel like the age in the 50s could be relevant. You could have a spiritual ancestor who looks over you in their 50s, or you could have what some could say an earth angel, somebody who was divinely orchestrated and placed in your life that is almost like a angel in your presence, the way that they deliver messages or help. And earth angels are not perfect, but if you reflect on the connection, you'll know like this is divine. I'm so grateful for you, for the learning, for the connection. And so the card that we have for you says the spectrum. I'm going to hold this up as I read it so y'all can see it maybe. The spectrum is surrounded by birds and their shadows at this marvelous twilight time. She stands on a rock by the seashore in front of a hauntingly beautiful moonlit tree, whose limbs have been unusually shaped by the often fierce sea breezes and the sunlight of double intensity as it reflects off the water's surface. The rock is adorned with the unusual shapes and dots that seem to swirl and combine as if the classic black and white yin yang image symbolizing the ancient take on the dualities of life. One second. Dualities of life have come alive as one-celled animals and mated, giving birth to the churning multitude of moving forms beneath their feet. This rock could be a work of art commemorating and reminding us of the seaside wave pool that millions of years ago contained the primordial soup that gave life to the very first one-celled creatures whose evolution over the millennia has led to her interaction here now and now as the artist, author, and intuition oracle reader. The origin of life is the truth and the proof that we are all one race, one family, one people, despite willful ignorance of this fact, which has led to the chaotic interludes of war and destruction that seems to be continuously plagued on humanity. The circles of color behind the spectrum, many of them hidden by her beautiful billowing gown, are symbolic of the unity in the races of all beings, including those who have a different way of looking at reality by virtue of their different brain chemistry, physical abilities, cultural conditioning, and countless other things that both differentiate and unite us of the spectrum of human existence. This energy is beautiful, kind, thoughtful, and a caring being. The ethnicity is completely irrelevant to their essence, though it can add allure to their totality when seen through the eyes of people wise enough to appreciate it. So pause, because I just said it's like, yes, on surface, you guys could be attractive, but it's like it's due to the energy you possess and the potential that you have within you that you are starting to bring out and act. Some of you could really benefit from dancing, singing, creative projects, arts and crafts. You I kind of channel this a lot. Something with you will be around people who act a little playful. If this is not literal children, this could be people who are very playful because sometimes it is their job to show up and keep you light, keep you joyous, keep you carefree. Think about kids. Kids be in a grocery store having the time of their life, fighting air, like kicking the air. And he just, but they don't care. They're just so present in the moment. Even though some kids, yeah, they have these spiritual gifts, they probably see and stuff, whatever, but we're not gonna go there. Y'all, like, I feel so happy to be able to tap into this energy. You're amazing. I really wish I knew some of you personally because I can see the energy that you possess. I see the vibe that you have, and a lot of people can't maintain that. They probably put on a facade like they could, but you definitely taught them a lot, and you learned a lot from them as well. And so going back to the card, this is just talking about like no matter what we look like, we all show up in that divinity a lot differently. And so like I don't have to come on here dressed in all white and wrapping my head wrap to be a divine being. And so I do feel like for you guys, the heart of the matter, it says just as the spectrum appears to be emerging from the sea on her magical living tidal pool rock, humanity is still emerging out of the dark ages. While no seawater seems to be clinging onto her, our culture has many negative traits clinging to it, including some that are hideously primitive, occurring in far too many places. No one wants to be prejudged, the root of the word prejudice. Prejudice is an inaccurate, faulty, and ultimately dangerous tool of those too lazy, frightened, or too unintelligent to wait until they've gotten to know people whom they are oftenly wrongingly prejudging. We must all do what we can to imagine what it is like to be the victim of prejudice and adjust our actions accordingly to avoid prejudicial behavior. Even those who are not prejudiced may themselves be the victim of prejudice by people whose hurtful experiences have damaged their capacity for empathy and self-restraint of their knee-jerk reactions and negative beliefs. We all have them, and the only thing we can do to mitigate the hurt they cause ourselves of others is to beware of our prejudice. So I gotta pause as I'm reading this because my eyes are watering. And so I definitely feel like if this wasn't you being discriminated or prejudiced in a way, I definitely feel like there could have just been some unfair treatment that you experienced from somebody who you could have been close with, that you love. And it's like, even, yeah, my voice feels, I feel very emotional. And I don't really know what happened because it's not even like I'm channeling this through tarot. I'm just feeling this for you, collective. And so I'm definitely seeing, oh, ignore the broken nail, by the way. I meant to say that earlier. I definitely need you to ensure that that is not a reflection of your worth. That is not a reflection of how you view yourself. I want you to see and act higher. A lot of times we find ourselves, oh, you know what? I'm gonna just keep it this price. So I'm gonna just wait. I'm gonna just not say nothing, or I'm gonna just, it's because we're settling and seeing ourselves too small. Because somebody who has boundaries will ensure that they're standing on those. Tokyo Tony could be relevant. I don't know if you recently saw a video of her or said one of her quotes or something. I'm getting that energy. I literally was hearing the part where she's like, stand on business, sit on business. And I definitely feel like I'm gonna just channel for a minute. You're also stepping into an era to where you're a lot more serious now, and it's gonna be a lot harder to break you, even if it's one of those things where it happens beyond closed doors. Something when it's like at face value, you can't even tell, you wouldn't even know. And so I'm just getting a message for this collective that yes, the hard exterior can be guarding. Don't allow that to close you off from connections, because I'm seeing how some of y'all are a lot closed off. Some of y'all, you could benefit from opening up to people, and I'm not saying it needs to be a deep connection, but just conversating, relating. You don't have to tell them your personal business, but it's something about, like, you could learn from people. You can enjoy their company without it being, oh, can I trust them? You don't have to worry about that. Okay. And so let's get into the read. What does this collective need to hear? I don't even want to be long for real. Like, I just had an impulse to just do it. And so here I am. Aquarius energy showing up in reverse. So there's a part of you that is going through a transition. You could also have Capricorn placements. That you are not the most positive about. This energy lets me know that mentally you are a little afraid. I'm seeing a lack of hope and faith due to this transition because it's not comfortable. When you think about a butterfly in a cocoon, typically the butterfly is going to find a nice smooth branch, almost as if we were pretending this was a branch. And the butterfly is probably going to, excuse me, the caterpillar is going to put the cocoon right there so they can hang there very safely. But when you have these messed up twigs, it's like it's not ideal. I get it. It's not the easiest. I'm aware of that. But we must have faith that we are able to push through. When you have that inner knowing that is true, nothing stops that. So start owning up to that energy. Start acting like that. I'm definitely seeing some of you are making things a lot harder on yourself because of your thoughts. And so even if you just wanted to do the last 30 minutes or even though it's for many of you, in the first 30 minutes of your day, pure silence, pure meditation, pure prayer, pure reading your Bible, pure reading your Quran, pure reading your I'm sorry, I don't know the other religious texts. I just know people I'm close with. Um what is it? Torah, and even if it's the freaking emerald tablets, I'm not gonna go there, but y'all get my drift. Because a lot of you will see so much ease with new charities. Charities could be relevant, new chapters when you pour more into yourself. You won't feel so fearful and doubtful about doing new things, but going back to that childlike energy, you will feel a lot more willing, a lot more excited. I get it. It can catch you off guard. I get it. It's not something you're used to. Oh, well, so what? You're more than capable. Please act like it. Please know it. So I'm just going to get a closing card for you. We're going to utilize my Moonology Oracle deck. And this is just going to be a message that is going to provide you with some actions to take or energies to embrace to further assist you. What the freak did I say? Meditate and contemplate. This card, if you've been wanting to smoke or drink more than usual, I would kind of refrain from it or find a better balance. But overall, this is a message of finding balance between the spiritual and the physical realms. And so for some of you, this can definitely mean like, yes, I have faith that I can do this. And so I'm going to work towards this because I know it is coming into fruition. Doing your work without faith is a slap in the face to your God self, to your higher power that you pray to. Seriously. I'm not saying the newness needs to come overnight. I'm not saying it needs to happen like yesterday, but it's only but time. And so it's almost this energy of not necessarily slow and steady wins the race, but I'm more so getting it's like patience, progress, preparation. In due time, watch what I tell you. In due time, it's the message I'm getting. And so with that being said, YouTube, thank you all so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know below in the comments if you also like these type of longer form readings. Now, granted, I do plan on doing at least 20-30 minute readings, maybe closer to 45 for generals without pickup house, but I'm just curious to know, do y'all like this? Do y'all prefer pickup house? Let me know. And if anything resonates, please feel free to let me know in the comments. I love reading your comments. It really does make my day and give me some inspiration to keep going. So thank you so much. If you would like to book a personal reading, link in the description. And with that being said, I'll see you in the next one.